Okay, I am back. Hello, everybody. My name is Chip Knight. This is my website from prisontoprofessor.com. I'm a convicted marijuana trafficker that spent 6.25 years in the Arizona Department of Corrections. And today I want to talk about a couple of stories that I heard about HIV and AIDS while I was locked up. Now, the first story I heard that was so memorable was I was at the Madison Street Jail, and I had a conversation with this black guy. He told me his current girlfriend told me a little story about how they met, and he met her at a party. And he said she was and is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in person. There's no one more beautiful than this girl. She's on a scale of 1 to 10. She's a 10. So he goes to this party, and he sees her, and he goes up to her and introduces himself. And she starts flirting with him. And he asked her, he said, well, would you like to go back to my apartment? I got a bottle of wine and put some music on. She said, I would love to. But I need to tell you something before that happens. She said, I have been diagnosed HIV positive. And since then, everybody that's hit on her, she has, told them her status. And she explained that, condoms make everything safe. But nobody wanted to have sex with this girl. So she said, it would have to be with a condom. I mean, are you okay with that? And then he left. Yeah, he was fine with it. And as it turns out, how she had contracted HIV, she'd gone to a party, and somebody at the party had brought some cocaine, and there were people that liked to shoot it. Just a whole different crowd. All the IV drug users, I think they're in a different crowd. Because that's crazy to me, to inject anything into your vein. Smoke it, snort it, inject. No, it just freaks me out. So she had gone to this party, and someone brought a pile of cocaine and all the fixings to shoot it. And they talked her into, you got to try shooting cocaine. It's the best. So they all shared a needle. Hello, AIDS. Yeah, now this is back in the 80s. Early 90s, somewhere in there. So, and being HIV positive back at that time was, for a long time, it was a death sentence. I had a neighbor that was getting ready to have sex with this girl, and then she shared with him that she had herpes. And he was like, nope. Gotta go, sorry. Because that's the gift that keeps on giving also. You have it for life. And I remember him telling me she was so beautiful. It was hard to say no, but I don't want herpes. And the second story I have about HIV and AIDS. This has to do with someone that I met shortly after I got to Cook Unit. I went from Rincon, a 4-yard, to reclass to a 3-yard Cook Unit. And I don't think I ever actually met the guy, but I played Scrabble with someone that had talked to him a few times. So there was this guy, he was sickly. He looked like he was, he spent all of his time in bed. You never saw him out in the yard walking around. So he was, actually I found out, he was dying of AIDS. And the reason this guy was in prison is that when he contracted HIV, he knew he had HIV, and I don't know if it was in full-blown AIDS at that point, but he was running around town having sex with a bunch of different girls, unprotected sex, and he gave a bunch of them HIV. And I don't know what his, I remember being told what he actually was convicted of. Because the people were sick, they weren't dying yet, so after they die, then you can charge him with murder, and, he's got AIDS, he's probably not going to live very long. What sentence can we give him to just expedite it and get him into prison, away from people? But guys in prison have sex with guys that have HIV. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So I have no idea how long that guy lived after, I got the cook unit. Because I got stuck going back to the county jail for my fucking appeal. It was a nightmare every time I went. But, yeah, there were a lot of guys when they would make medication call where you'd have to, whatever you were on, you have to go stand in line. And I think at that time, AZT, I don't remember for sure exactly, but there were medicines for, in the beginning that didn't work. But what running around town, having sex with girls, giving them AIDS, giving them HIV, giving them a death sentence. Yeah, that's, Well, enough of that. I'm going to stop here. Once again, my name is Chip Knight. This is my website, from prison to professor.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Ciao.